your main mans may not really be your main mans. You gotta watch who you call your friend out here, because not everybody can be your friend, right? You know, this is kind of a joke, but not really at the same time. I know that's crazy to say, but you could end up like Mr. Beast and Chris. If you clicking on this video, you already know the situation that transpired between the two, and you know the terrible act that happened, you know, that involved Chris Tyson, right? You know what I mean? Obviously that's a topic for another video. I'm not gonna get too deep into that in this video, but just to use that as example, you know, just be wary and cautionary of the people that you call your friends, or the people you call your main mans, right? You know what I mean? Now, as a quick disclaimer also, right, I'm not walking around, you know, trying to say that you need to walk around, you know, saying that, you know, not to trust nobody. I'm not saying to walk around and to not have trust in nobody, and to not to give people a chance to open up and truly show who they is, right? In, you know, in the flip side of things, right, you may have heard this before, you know, trust them, and trust them to know that they gonna do wrong, right? Trust to know that they gonna do wrong, just so when it does happen, you know what I mean, that it's not something that you wasn't expecting, or it's something that's, you know, not gonna be you know, out of the blue for you. You know what I mean? Something that's unexpected and you didn't see coming from them, right? Now, contrary to that, you don't want to walk around like that either, right? Trusting that everybody gonna do you bad, everybody gonna do you wrong. That way, you know, you become numb to it, right? Because who want to walk around thinking in that mindset all the time, to trust that somebody gonna backstab you, to betray you, you know what I mean, to cross you over, to do you wrong, right? Now, I know it's hard to go about that because you can't read other people's thoughts, you can't read their mind, and you definitely can't tell what their actions is before they take action, right? You want to be able to have that kind of safety net and that blanket to know that, you know what I mean, with whatever that you may tell them, whatever situation that may transpire, that may happen, that you know that they gonna have your back full through, thick and thin, 110%, right? You know what I mean? You want that security, and you want to know that, you know, everything gonna be all right, unsubconsciously in the back of your head, right? Everybody want to be able to trust, you know, the people that they're around, you know, that they may call their friend or their family, right? It's nothing wrong with that, but I feel like you gotta balance between the two, right? You gotta balance in between the two of knowing who to trust and who to not trust, right? Now, I'm not saying that you need to put a guard up and block people from being able to understand your character and who you are as a person, right? I'm not saying that you need to walk around not letting yourself become vulnerable with somebody. That way y'all can better understand each other and form a deeper relationship with each other, right? Because obviously, if you aren't willing to open up and be vulnerable with that person, how you ever expect for the relationship to further and become deeper than just the surface level of, you know, the regular stuff? Oh, I got a brother, you got a brother. Oh, I got a mother, you got a mother. You know what I mean? That type of stuff. How do you ever expect the relationship to be more thorough if it's just on that plane of existence, right? Obviously, you gonna have to open yourself up, you know what I mean? And yes, you may get hurt in the process. Yes, you may get backstabbed in the process. Yes, you may get crossed over in the process. You know what I mean? Now, I know everybody who's clicking on this video may not be religious. They may not want to hear anything about that, but this is just my thoughts on it. You know, like God said, or like God would want, right, is to forgive. You know what I mean? And I know that's not easy for everybody, and I know that's not fair to say to somebody, especially depending on the situation that may have happened to you, the wrong that got done to you, right? But honestly, you seeking revenge, you being vengeful against that person, it's really not going to do anything to better help you come to terms with what may happen. For some people, it may be, bro. It may be. You know what I mean? I can't control everybody's thoughts. I can't control everybody's actions. You know what I mean? I'm one man. I'm human. You know what I mean? You have to talk to God about that in order to help you navigate about, how you should handle that situation, right? But without going off too far about the main premise of this video, right? Like I said, you kind of got to figure out a way to balance in between the two, right? But to do it in unison, right? To where you don't dip into one more than the other, and to do it and to go about it in a healthy way, right? You know what I mean? Obviously, if you are meeting somebody for the first time, you trying to feel them out, you know what I mean? You try to understand them more, trying to see, you know what I mean? Okay, what's their tendencies? What type of person are they? What are they cool with? What do they like? What do they not like? You know what I mean? What are their interests? What do they have set out for themselves? What are their goals? You know what I mean? What are their hobbies? All those type of things, right? Now that can go for somebody that's more like me, right? I'm more introverted and I'm more so like to stay to myself, right? I don't really like to have a lot of people in my circle, and I don't really want to be around a lot of people, right? That's not a bad thing either, right? Everybody is their own person at the end of the day. You may meet somebody for the first time and you are open book to them, right? You tell them about everything that you got going on in your life. You tell them about all the stuff that you've been through, the stuff you like, the stuff you don't like, all of those things. You like to be more open. That way you feel that they could be more comfortable with you, right? That they could feel like they have somebody that they can relate to, right? It's nothing wrong with that either. But like I said, if you want to be able to fill out, in my opinion, in order to fill out who you think could be deemed a friend or not a friend, you got to go about it in a certain way. You know what I mean? You got to go about it and have balance in it. And with all that, being pushed to the side real quick, ask God for discernment on that person, right? Pray about it, journal about it, you know what I mean? Meditate on it. Do whatever positive, I guess you could say like reinforcement or thought-provoking thing that you can do to help you better get a feel for that person and to better understand that person, right? Ask for discernment and just go about it day by day, right? You sitting up trying to wonder whether or not if you could trust this person. Not only is it just going to bring a strain on you, it's just going to put a lot of weight on your mind and on your shoulders. It's just going to feel 10 times harder for you to try to keep that relationship upheld, and for you to to open up to that person and to become more vulnerable with that person, like I said, to better form and have a deeper relationship, right? It's just gonna be a burden trying to sit up and worry and think about whether or not if you could trust this person, on a day-to-day basis. You know what I mean? I know it's hard to say, like I said before, and I know it's not fair to say to somebody who is going through a certain situation that I may not be up to date with, that I may not have knowledge of, right? But I feel like, you know what I mean, you just gotta take it as it goes, right? You just gotta take it as you go, right? You know what I mean? If that person end up doing you wrong later on, or crossed you over later on, stepped on you later on and stuff, you just gotta take it and flow with it, right? That's just a sign from God or the universe, whatever you may believe in, right? I know not everybody who watches YouTube is religious, and I know that people that may click on my channel may not be religious, right? But that's just a sign, like I said, from God or the universe, just showing you that that relationship, that companionship was not meant to happen. It was not meant to go further than what it ended up going to, right? So just go about it in a healthy balance, and just be a little bit more cautious about the people that you call your friends before you can deem them as a true friend, right? Go about it in a healthy way, right? Don't be toxic, don't be unhealthy about it, and don't be barbaric and standoffish about it, right? Go about it in the correct way, go about it in a healthy way, and just do the best that you can to try to navigate through it and fill that person out, right? Because not everybody that you call your friend can truly be your friend, right? We gon' deal with betrayal, we gon' deal with backstabbing, we gon' deal with people crossing us over. Does it hurt? Yes. Do you ever heal from it? Probably not, depending on the severity of the situation. But don't let that stop you from being the good person. Don't let that stop you from continuing on and trying to be open, trying to be, trying to be comforting to people, you know what I mean? Trying to still have a good heart and a good attitude about going about forming relationships, just because of what one thing may have happened to you, just because of what one situation that may have happened to you. I know that's not fair to say to everybody, and I know that I can't control and speak on everybody's situation, but just try to sit back and think about it before you end up doing something that you may regret later on, you know what I mean? In whatever situation that may be, you know what I mean? Just sit back and do some thinking, you know what I mean? I know it's hard, I know it's not fair, but just give it a try, right? Obviously I can't control what you do, but just I hope you go about it in the right way. So with that being said, peace out.